Hey there guys, it's TheRamosOnline here, and just to let you know that by the time you're watching this video, I've already got several episodes of the rating battle thing recorded, and they're just on a schedule waiting to be uploaded, so it is coming! Ow, I just smacked my desk, and yeah, that hurt. Anyway, so this is a quick rating battle spot. Wow, English is not my strong point today. Never is, really. And as you can see, I've got an odd Pokemon in my team. I've got two odd Pokemon in my team. But the Aurorus is especially interesting. I'll just get into the battle and let you guys figure it out. So as you can see, I'm facing a pretty standard rubbish OU team. We've got the Talonflame, the Garchomp, the Cresselia, with the Rocky Helmet, of course. And this is just basically how not to use OU Pokemon, because I've never seen someone quite mess up as bad as this guy did. So he leads with the Talonflame, and if you couldn't tell by the kind of page you were at before, I lead with Conkeldurr. And he goes for the Swords Dance, and I'm thinking, crap, I'm screwed. There's no way I can beat this. Even with the rock type in my team, there's no way I can beat this. I go for the knockoff, I deal 50% damage, and it's all good and dandy. Then he goes to the Roost. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to either go for like a Swords Dance, or like, I don't know, a Brave Bird. So I went for the Ice Punch, which is obviously going to be a resisted hit. And the idea with that was that I knew Drain Punch wouldn't do much damage, and Ice Punch becomes neutral against Talonflame, so Ice Punch was my strongest bet. Goes for another Swords Dance, getting really greedy, so I go for another knockoff. Now, I didn't know how greedy this guy was going to be, but I wanted to see how greedy he would be. So he goes for another Roost. He wants to get the +6. So I went for a Drain Punch on that turn, predicting him to Roost. Worst case scenario, he didn't Roost, and he outsped me and one-shot me because he's at +4. Goes for another Roost. I don't quite get why he's going for these Roosts now. Maybe he's Flame Body, which wouldn't help him because I'm Guts. But yeah, so now I'm just going for the Drain Punches because I know it's going to be a neutral hit because he's roosting. And as you can see, I'm doing more damage than he's healing. What is he doing? He's going to lose. He's going to lose this stall. Goes for the Roost. I go for the Drain Punch. And, well, maybe you shouldn't have tried to be a dick. Maybe. Just maybe you shouldn't have. You little Talonflame. Goes down to a critical hit, brings in the Cresselia, which I predicted to have, obviously, its Rocky Helmet, so it goes for Psychic. That deals, a good amount of damage. Go for a knockoff to get rid of that Rocky Helmet, and it does indeed have said Rocky Helmet. Takes me down to below half. I can still take a Psychic. I am vested, so I can still take a Psychic at this point, so I decide to switch out, and he's going for Psychics, so I'm just going to go into Pangoro. Lady Pamela, thanks to Mr. Finch for breeding this one for me. She's got the Expert Belt, and yeah, sorry I'm Dark-type, love, you can't hit me. Goes for the Toxic. Would have been really interesting if I predicted that I went back into the Conkeldurr to get the Guts boost, and then just knocked off to finish this thing off, but I don't. I go for the Crunch, and this is another case of just terrible stall. I didn't know what his last Pokemon was, but his last Pokemon could easily have beaten Pangoro. So he goes for the Moonlight, clearly seeing the amount of damage I did. Took him down to a sliver of health, which basically means I am doing just over the amount he's healing. I go for the Crunch again, and I get, I think, a minimum roll, and it hangs on with like 1 HP. At this point, he should know he can't live another one, but he goes to the Moonlight. What are you doing? This is not how you use these broken Pokemon. If they can't stall, you don't stall with them. So now, your Cresselia is dead. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, well, at least a Cresselia and a Talonflame have gone down without putting up much of a fight. So now I get to see what his last Pokemon is, and it is, as you saw on the team preview kind of thingy, it is a Garchomp. So he goes into Protect, which is a very interesting set to run on a Garchomp. I didn't quite know what this Garchomp was running. If it was a Focus Sash Garchomp, then I had to get damage on this thing somehow. Otherwise I lose, and I don't have any priority on this team, which I really need to put some priority on my Conkeldurr. So I go for the Storm Throw, which is a guaranteed crit as he goes for the Sub. So I guess this is a Sub Garchomp. I don't know. It's something. Now at this point, I am about to die from Toxic. If you see in a second, but I'm talking way too fast. There we go, I'm about to die from Toxic, so I think he's gonna protect. But he hasn't seen my third Pokemon, and this was a very risky play. I bring in the Aurorus, shiny, beautiful Aurorus, and he predicted the switch and went for the Rock Tomb. If he went for the Earthquake, that could have been game over, but he goes for the Rock Tomb, which only takes me to half, which is brilliant, because now I'm like, well, shite, I just need to switch back out. So he's probably thinking, great, I've won the battle. He's got 3 slow, weakened Pokemon. So now I'm just going to Pangoro to sack Pangoro off. I wanted to 3-0 this guy, that's why I made that ballsy switch. It would have been really funny to just kind of 3-0 this guy with, you know, 2 Pokemon, a low tier and a Conkeldurr. I think Conkeldurr's UU, or is it OU? I don't quite know. I haven't seen one in OU, but then again I don't really play OU that often, so I'm not sure. He has also revealed the leftovers, so I know he's not focused session. Now just bring in Aurorus, and he's probably like, well, I've obviously won. Yeah, no, Aurorus is not as slow as you think. Yeah. And yeah, Hyper Voice with Refrigerate. That is times 4 effect, super effective. Dead Garchomp, yay! So, I just wanted to show this battle because it is showing a set that I want to do a guide video on. I know I keep saying guide videos and then I don't do them. That's because I'm extremely lazy, and I apologise. I'm sorry for being really lazy. I just kind of am. So, I am going to see if I can get out, you know, a guide video on my Aurorus, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying, holy shit, what set is that Aurorus? I want it. I want it inside my party. And yeah, you can have it eventually when I go around to releasing a video on that. But I will do one, I promise. Anyway, so I guess the question of the day is, what Pokemon would you expect to be weak that is actually extremely strong? Let me know what yours is in the answer, but in the description below. English, please. I beg of you. Just one day, one video, please. As you can tell, mine has to be Aurorus because I love its design, but its times 4 weakness to pretty much everything makes it hard to use, but it is so strong when used correctly. And yeah, I will see you beautiful people in the next video, which may or may not be episode 1 of the Rated Battle Spot series. So until then, bleh.